Today I want to show you how to pot up teeny tiny seedlings that look like they are probably impossible to pot up, but in fact are possible. I do this all the time when I multi-sow in a seed tray and the little seedlings need to come out. They need to be handled the proper way so that they're not damaged, and I'm going to show you what I do to do that, to handle them the correct way, and we'll be potting them up into a plug tray. Hi everyone, I'm Julie DeMacos, also known as the Gardening Girl. Thanks so much for joining me, and I look forward to walking you through this process so that you too may find success when sowing very small seeds that produce tiny seedlings, so that you too can feel confident when you're seed starting. So let's get started. This is my tray of Schizanthus seedlings, multi-sown in this small seed tray. Schizanthus is also known as poor man's orchid, and this is my first time successfully growing this flower. I've always wanted to grow it, and so I multi-sowed, as you can see, quite a number in here because the last time I tried, I didn't have germination. So I thought, if anything, I'll oversow and see what happens. Well, as you can see, I oversowed, and I got a lot of seedlings here. So I need to get them out of this container because at this stage, if you can see, they're just beginning to form their first true leaf. This is the time you want to get them out. If you wait any longer, the root system will be too long and too much intertwined into the rest of the root systems within this little tiny tray. So we want to get them out now. It's easy to get them out at this stage, although they look like they're fragile and tiny. It's easy to get them out now because the root system itself isn't very big. So it's easy to separate and get them out. And then by getting them out and getting them into a plug tray like this, it gives them just enough room to start growing and producing a larger root system. Now from here, they can't stay in here until transplanting time. They do need to be potted up into a bigger container, which I will do later, but this way I get to prick them out from here, give them a chance in a tray like this, which has quite a number of cells. There's over 100. So from this, I can select the strongest, because not all transplanted seedlings will survive transplanting. So this way, by overseeding and oversowing, I get to choose the strongest seedlings. What I do to get started is, here's my little tray, and you take a dibber. Now you could use a pencil if you wanted. I really like these tools. I'll post a link in the description below. Through my Amazon shop, you can find these little tools. They're really inexpensive, but they're fantastic. But if you don't have one of these, you could use a pencil, you could use a little tiny end of a spoon, or a spoon itself, or a marker, whatever. So what you do is you take, I prefer to use the thin end to start with. Now I also have one of these, which is called a widger. And this works really well. And this is, instead of a spoon, it's like a little narrow scoop. So this works fine as well. But today, I'm gonna use my dibber. So you bring your dibber to the edge of the soil. And rather than, because they're so small, you can't really wedge out one by one. So you're better off grabbing a piece. By starting at the end, you have access to the little seedlings by the edge. So here we go. Here's my little chunk. I'm going to set my tray aside. And I don't need my dibber just yet, although I will. And here they are. So what I want to do, my goal is to take the strongest, right? So I'm not going to take the ones that are kind of piddly on the end, like that. We don't need that one. So this one here is a really good size. The easiest way to grab it is you grab it by the leaf. You never ever grab it by the stem. The stem is extremely fragile, and if you grab it by the stem, you're basically cutting off any kind of circulation that goes through it and any kind of transferring of water that goes through the stem. These are where all the cells are. It's really important. You never touch that section. You take it by the tip of the leaf and you gently tease it out the side. Put down the rest and look at this root system. So as you can see, it's not very big, perfect for transplanting. Now, like I said, not every seedling will transplant out well, but let's do one here on this end where you can see it. So let's go with this cell here. Use my little dibber to make a hole like this. And then all I do is just place the seedling into the hole. You use your dibber, that's what touches the root system, rather than your fingers, because again, fingers, you don't know your own self, and you may squeeze too hard, damage the roots. But a little pencil or a dibber makes it really easy. There's no pressure, I'm not pinching. And then you use the tip of the dibber as well, just to tap down the soil. And really, I haven't touched anything except the tip of the leaf. Now this is planted. Before I filled this tray, the soil was kind of damp. It's a seed starting mix, my seed starting mix. I'm gonna post a link above, so take a look there for the link to my seed starting mix to see exactly what I add to it. Right now, I'm not gonna water this from above. Instead, I could set it into a larger tray and water it from below. But this is now in here, and that's it. Let's do another one. So I'm gonna dibble a hole right here, because I think you'll be able to see this. So let's dibble the hole first. There's my hole. We take our little clump, we look for the next nice one. So I really like this one here. See this one? So again, I take it by the leaf tip. Now, even if your leaf breaks off a little bit, that's okay. It will produce more leaves. So if the tip breaks off, not a big deal. Look at that root system. See how big that is? And these are tiny. Had I left it in that little seed tray, it just wouldn't be able to separate. So now, using your dibber tip, you start by putting or pushing the roots into the little cell, into the plug cell. Use your one finger just to push the soil around, and the dibber to access around the stem itself, just to tamp down that soil. That's how you do it. Maybe you can use this technique when you're seed starting. There's a lot of flexibility when you're getting your seeds started. You don't just need to sow in a cell tray or in a large tray. Like there really is, or into individual pots. Because if you're starting a lot of seedlings and you don't have a lot of space, then definitely consider multi-sowing. In a tray like this, doesn't have to be a tray like this. You could even use a little mushroom box, you know, like recycling container. You could use another tray. You could actually, and I have a video I posted before, and I will put a link above as well. And that one shows you how to multi-sow in a row. You can try that technique. Definitely, I find multi-sowing initially to get started is a really great way, because sometimes you get no viability and the entire tray is a dud, and then you just throw it, compost the soil or reuse the soil, and then start again. But you haven't wasted space, you haven't spent time with pots. This is just a really great way to save space. So anyways, I hope that you try it, and I hope you find success. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you liked it, please be sure to give me a like. Feel free to share, and as well, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified of any upcoming videos. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. Talk to you soon, everyone. Happy gardening.